Hey Kingdom, today I will show you 3 unique builds with Elden Ring new weapon, Perfume bottles. This build is very cool and fun and will melt your enemy. But first of all, of course, we need to get our Ash of War. By going to the Shadow Keep, you will find a camp, and right in this camp you need to go into these hills, right into this place. When you arrive here on the top, you will hear Scarab sounds, but you won't see him, because he is upside. So you need a bow or long-range spell to drop him down, and then you can finish him with your normal weapon. After you defeat him, you will get this Ash of War, rolling sparks. And now let's get weapons for our first build. So first of all we need Freeze Perfume bottle, and if you will check a location on the map sites, you will find out that it's really nearby the first site of Grace, but actually it's down there, so it's really hard to find. So to get there, first of all we need to start from Pillar Pathway Point, and it's really easy to get here and get into the Dragon's Pit, and that's why I'm showing exact route you need to take to get this weapon. So basically you're going forward until you find this dragon pit and go inside, and be ready because there will be a few fights in here to get this awesome weapon. After dropping in the cave, go to the left and follow the road down. Make sure to be extra careful here and not drop down there. So here you will find a way how you can get down a little bit more, but don't jump there first. Instead you want to just continue your way forward and down. You will eventually find this room, and that's the room you're looking for. You just need to make a leap of faith down here and you will arrive to the boss section. So boss is hard, but if you're prepared you can use the statues to block his attacks and basically finish him with any good build. There's a bunch of builds on my channel, you can pick any build you like, and this will open the doors to the next location. And it will be Dragon Pit Terminus, Site of Grace. So here you just going forward, and again, that's why I'm not showing exact map locations. They got no sense, because we are right now on the second level of the map, on bottom second level, and there's third one. So basically map is very layered, and you just need to follow the path I'm showing to this big dragon. You can investigate this area, but then just go to the left side of the dragon and you will find this area with bunch of red flowers. So that's where we're looking for, and we need to follow the road to get into the farthest part of this area. Be careful while exploring, there's a lot of aggressive enemies, but again just touch every site of Grace you're encountering to be able to save and basically reset from this place. So after arriving to this place, you will find a cave, and basically you want to enter the cave and explore over there. There's a bunch of really hard enemies, but if you go forward you will find dead end, and when you go back turn to the left, or basically to the right when you're just entering into this cave. So here will be the chest with Gale upper level key, and this will give you ability to open closed doors that you will find in the beginning of this dungeon. And then after entering this frozen cave, just turn to the right side, right where this guy just came out. And here we are, finally we get our freezing bottle, so this will be right on this dead body. After picking this up, we are ready to go to the second bottle, and again we need to go to the Shadow Keep. But now we take an elevator and going inside, so here you will need to defeat another really hard boss. But if you got this rolling sparks, you won't have any troubles. Just equip your bottle and destroy this bro with rolling sparks. And that's crazy how powerful this Ash of War is. Basically you've seen these insane damage numbers, and it's like 2-3 Ash of War uses and basically the enemy is done. After you defeat this boss, there will be opened door to the left side of you will see it. And basically go forward, you will be in the castle, in this fort. And that's an easy way, you just need to go forward, 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 never turn anywhere, and continue your way until this dead body with the stairs to the left side. And then you go downwards, going beneath the waterfall, going downwards again on another stairs, and you will arrive into this place with dragon painting. There will be illusionary wall, so destroy it and then go inside. There will be a coffin, you need to interact with it, and you will find yourself in another location. So here, that's where we are on the map, and again it's kinda second level of the map actually, and we need to go to the Dark Light Catacombs from this place. It's easy to get lost over here, so just follow the path you see on the screen right now, and that's actually crazy how hidden these bottles are. They are so late game, but coolest part, they are definitely worth it, because they will have a really nice effect. Freezing bottle will cause cold build up on enemies, and when it occurs, it will basically basically eat chunk of enemy health, around 10% instantly. That's insanely powerful stuff against high health enemies. While Frenzy Flame Bottle will be able to inflict Madness condition, which will do basically the same, will take chunk of enemy health, but the coolest part, it will reset Cool condition, and basically you will be able to freeze enemies again and again. And we are arriving to these catacombs. They're insanely long, so get ready. And also get ready for a big boss fight, but if you've been able to defeat Hippo, you will be able to defeat boss here too. So, in these catacombs you just need to go down again and again. So follow the path, you will arrive to the elevator. Take this elevator and then follow the path again. Basically it's mostly just road forward, and you will arrive to the next elevator if you just never turn to any place, and then you will go down again. So in this place you need to be extra careful because there will be a big ballista imp or something like this, await his shots, and then you want to turn to the left side and there will be a switch. So on the left side there will be a switch that you can turn on, and it will turn on the lights in this room, but at the same time it will pull down this platform where imp stands, and you want to go forward and right behind this imp. So there will be a hidden passage, and here you will find Ash of War, predefined Ash of War, basically that will summon this imp cannon for yourself, and then took stairs, and then go forward to drop down here, and then down again for another elevator. This elevator will finally give you access to the boss room, and here you will see this boss. He is crazy, he took me like few attempts at least, maybe a few dozens attempts because I failed a lot, but basically the most problematic stuff, he got a lot of summons, everyone using spells, this new rune arc spells, and it's just hard to land a hit at him, but he is like not insanely overpowered if you just run around and shoot your Ash of War from time to time. And finally, after landing the final blow on him, you will get nice cool items and get access to this area. And basically it's pretty empty area. So right now you're just looking for this church on the bottom right of this place. There will be Cedar Tree fragment and also the bottle we are looking for, Frenzy Flame Bottle. So, the build and most importantly setup. We got two bottles and you want to pick one in the main hand, one in the off hand. I like to have Frenzy Flame in the main hand, while Chill Button in the off hand. I'm equipping Rolling Sparks on the main bottle and using Bloodhound Stab on off-hand bottle. While you definitely can use two Rolling Sparks, I like to have builds that can do a lot of variety of things. So basically I got damaging ability in my main hand, and in case I need some mobility, I'm switching to the off hand. The best part that basically this Rolling Sparks fixes main problem, our range. Now we can use range attacks. But still I enjoy how these bottles look in the melee range, so I'm just using basic attack and enjoying this beautiful effect. So you get your chilling perfume bottle. This bottle will scale with dexterity and intelligence as main damaging attributes. But then we get Frenzy Flame perfume bottle. So this perfume is quite unique. It got scaling in 4 different attributes, in strength, dexterity, intelligence and pace. Dexterity scaling will be our main attribute. As you can see, with full dexterity, both ornaments left and right will have around 430 damage. Now let's take a look at phase scaling. So phase scaling will leave us only with 300 damage, and of course our fire bottle will have more damage, because cold one not scaling with phase at all. But what is the coolest part? While fire bottle scaling with phase with 381 damage right now, if it make maximum intelligence, it will have just 10 less damage, while chilling bottle will scale its damage almost to maximum. Strength is of course not an option, so don't level up strength. So considering intelligence scaling is surprisingly well on both bottles, we like to have the stats at level 175. Since bottles don't have a nice range, I like to keep my vigor at around 55. We don't need a lot of mind, so I keep it at 15. But I really like to have nice armor, especially in Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, because monsters hitting really hard. So main scaling attributes will be dexterity and intelligence to make more damage, and I leave them at 55. That's a nice sweet spot to have nice damage and also not going into the hard and soft cups. But also I'm leveling face a little bit, just to 33, because I want to use Hall of Shabriri to buff my bottles. If you don't want to use this buff, because it's kinda a debuff at the same time, it will make you take more damage, you can leave your face even lower and get more dexterity and intelligence, and that's built for level 200. So basically I keep my vigor the same endurance, but I max out dexterity to 80 with 65 intelligence. That's basically your idea. You want to have more dexterity and intelligence, and just keep your character at medium load. Also, if you're not using face, actually you can have more endurance to get better armor. And now when you know attributes, let's talk about talismans. So, first one will be H1's Exaltation. That's the new talisman from this DLC. When the madness occurs, you will have increased attack power, and because we can easily proc madness with Hall of Shabriri on ourselves or even with our Fire Spark bottle, basically that's a no-brainer pick for this build. The next one is Shard of Alexander. We will be using really cool Ash of War for this build, because we will be using this as damage source. Shard of Alexander is a nice damage talisman. The next talisman is Fire Scorpion Charm. While it will buff only your Frenzy bottle, again it's pretty nice damage boost, so it will raise your fire attack but lowers damage negotiation. You will take more damage, so if you're okay with it, definitely take this charm. And the best in slot for any Perfumer build, Perfumer's Talisman. It will raise basically your damage with perfume bottles. All these 4 talismans is offensive talismans, so just feel free to swap any 2 of them and keep other ones. Because in DLC there is a lot of hard-hitting enemies and probably you want defensive talismans in that slots. For Wanderer's Physique it's pretty easy. I would just use Flame Shrouding Cracked Tear. And then you can pick some protective tier like Opaline Heart tier, but if you wish to do more damage, Oil Soaked tier is your choice. It's a new DLC tier, it will coat nearby enemies with oil and basically it will inflict more fire damage when you're doing your Ash of War or your normal attacks. And that's map location of the poison bottle where you can easily buy it. Here is the biggest problem with poison bottles. Basically they're leveling with somber smithing stones. This means you can't change Ash of War on it. And Ash of War is just hilariously bad. So basically you're starting with poisoning yourself and everyone around you. That's cool, but again, you're losing health, everyone else losing health, but the rate at which health is lost is insanely slow. That's why poison considered one of the worst basically types of damage in Elden Ring, and this is not any other case. Yeah, poison damage is pretty awful, but still, it's doing some damage, and that's not why we are basically want this stuff to happen. There's also a good part about this bottle. So first of all, it's really easily scalable with just 2 attributes. It's Dexterity and Arcane. And yeah, you need 18 Arcane to even wear this bottle effectively. So let's talk about scaling a little bit. And that's the cool part. While the bottle is scaling with Arcane, it's not only about poison build up, it's also about how much damage you will inflict. And the Arcane scaling with maximum Arcane will give us around 400 damage, which is not bad. It's almost the same as with previous bottles or even higher. And now another cool part, with 80 dexterity you will have more than 400 damage. And that will give us insane amount of basic damage when we max out both of these attributes to hard caps of 80. And that's what's the coolest part about this bottle, so probably when you're trying to poison everyone, that's not how you play this. Basically, as you can see, you need to charge attacks and these will destroy your enemies, because basic physical damage is just insane. So, while you can have a lot of fun and just be poison bro who just running around and spreading poison spores here and there, that's not how you play and that's how you build. Basically at level 167, sorry for that level, but again I will explain best attributes and you just try to keep close to them. And basically we need 55 vigor and 40 endurance. Because we will be in the close range most of the time, we need high health and also we need to be able to wear a nice armor set. And then main damaging attributes. You want to start with 55 dexterity and 45 arcane. That's for maximum damage and maximum poison buildup. Also that's basically stats for your 150 level character. Because here on the screen you're seeing that I got extra mind, and yeah, you don't need 20 mind. Sorry for this screenshot, that was just accident when I took it, and better take a look at the stats for level 225. But actually it could be stats for your like level 200 or around it. Basically I got 55 vigor, I lowered my endurance a little bit because we don't need it, and basically we got maximum dexterity and arcane. Maximum we need just 80. And also I got 15 pace just to be able to buff myself, so that's pretty late gameish character, but again, keep dexterity and arcane with 55, 45 respectively, and then add up a little bit by bit to 80. So you don't need to be level 225 to start playing this build. And that's our talismans, that make a lot of difference in case of our damage, and damage output will be insane. So, Kindreds of Rot Exaltation. Poisoning enemy will trigger this effect and you will have increased attack power, but also poisoning yourself. You can insanely easy poison yourself in the start of the fight or even before it by just pressing your Ash of War ability. That's the cheapest way to activate this talisman. So then, because I'm just running around and pressing R2, and that's looking pretty cool, you just spreading your hands in different directions and spreading these spores, you know, you like spore druid, that's crazy build, and basically I'm using Lacerating Crossed Tree. It will enhance your dash attacks, and this will make these running R2 attacks insanely more powerful. Of course, I'm using pretty basic talisman for any Perfumer build. It will be Perfumer's talisman, that's just basically increasing our damage. And there's one more trick in my sleeve. There's Axe talisman, of course. Again, I'm using dashing R2s, and they kinda charge attacks. So we are charging dash attack, and this makes Axe talisman add even more damage. That's completely like glass cannon build, but again you can swap talismans here and there depending on your choices and preferences, but I like how this build played out. Since we're leveling Arcane, there's another really cool item that you can get in DLC by completing some quests. It will be Poisoned Hand, and yeah, it got nice passive feature when you're poisoning everyone or even yourself. It will increase your damage output again, yeah, again, and basically it will work even in your offhand, so that's crazy stuff. So basically just keep it on your back, don't equip it, use your right ornament as two-handed weapon and it should work. It will increase your damage like by pretty nice amount. Also, because our face is not too high, you can use Golden Vow on dagger or any other weapon just to buff yourself with over buff. Yeah, there is nice usable consumables Golden Vow in this DLC, but they're a little bit weaker than this Ash of War version, so I still prefer Ash of War. And of course, you need Mushroom Crown to buff your damage even more. Whenever you poison someone or poison yourself, you will have more damage. So that's how you build this Spore Mushroom Bro, and that's crazy. And yeah, let's not forget about Flask of Wondrous Physique. Since we are running and we are in the melee range, I like to have Opaline Heart Tier in my Wondrous Physique, but also since we're using charge attacks, Spiked Cracked Tier. And here, just standing charged R2 is insanely powerful, and you just spreading these green fumes that inflicting nice damage around you, and that's crazy. And since I guess I got enough damage buffs, I like to use Flame Grant Me Strength as a buff, but if you don't want to level up your face, you can actually use any other body buffs that you like. You can use defensive body buffs like Boiled Crab Meat or even Blood Perfume bottles that will just increase your damage by a large amount, but it will lower your defenses, so I don't like lowering defenses in DLC. That's why I'm using Flame Grant Me Strength. And now you think one of the most broken Perfume builds right now. Just look how it can beat and basically destroy Margit in one hit. And maybe you're having problems with other DLC bosses like Dancing Beast. Again, 2 hits and he is gone. You don't even need to have any skills to destroy enemies with this build. I'm just standing in one place and pressing one button. Same for Drakes, basically no skill required. Just 1 or 2 shots will destroy everyone. And if you want to trivialize the game like this and basically go through the whole game extremely easy and with a lot of power, that's location of Lightning perfume bottle on the map, in case you miss it. Now let's see this bottle. So Lightning perfume bottle looks pretty nice, it got dexterity scaling with face scaling, which is pretty good, and also requirements of 16 and 14 respectively. Still, we want these attributes at maximum to inflict maximum damage, so that's definitely not a problem. And this bottle is just broken. It's doing like possibly best damage output from all the bottles in case of our Ash of War rolling sparks, and that's just insane. So let's take a look at scaling, and basically dexterity scaling of 80 will give us 450 damage with my build right now, and that's what's really important to know. Face scaling will give us more damage. This means basically you don't need higher dexterity than face, and that's good news, because we can have higher face early on and basically buff ourselves with all buffs, all incantations we want. Therefore, that's my build for level 150. Basically, I got 55 vigor with 20 endurance. We will be staying at the medium to long range, so we don't need really good armor, but still I like to have 55 vigor just to not be one-shotted in DLC. And also it's making us a little bit more tankier to being able to take like 2-3 hits from bosses, and basically you can start boss fights by standing in one place, spamming button, and you will destroy these bosses easily. Then let's talk about dexterity. It will be 45. That's a nice little like soft cap, and I found this is like best damage option for us. 45 dexterity with 60 face. And of course we need 16 intelligence just to be able to wear this bottle, so that's why we have 16 intelligence here. For level 200 I'm leveling vigor up to 60 again to be safe, a little bit more mind to 20, a little bit more endurance so we can have better armor, and dexterity will stay at 55. And talismans, again, they are pretty straightforward. It will be Shard of Alexander, just to increase power of our rolling sparks, Axe Talisman, to enhance our charge attacks. So why do I need these talismans to enhance our charge attacks? Basically because now we can play some like game. We're not going in and one-shotting bosses. So we can go run around to do charge attacks and they will inflict a really crazy amount of damage. But what is a really important talisman? It's Lightning Scorpion Charm that will raise lightning attacks. So no brainer, just pick it and you will have better lightning attacks. Now let's talk about optional stuff. It will be Claw Talisman that will enhance our jumping attacks, and jumping attacks are doing pretty nice damage. That's why I really like to do them, and I like to use them in PvE basically to run around, have fun a little bit. And you can combine this talisman with Raptor's Black Feathers. This armor will increase our flying damage when we jump in and doing attacks, so basically it's a nice combination to increase our damage even more. But don't forget you're using Perfumer bottle, so you need the Perfumer's talisman no matter what. And actually you can keep just Shard of Alexander and Perfumer talisman and just get some protective talismans like Flame Drake talisman that will increase your fire resistance against fire enemies, and there's kind of the same talismans for any other enemy type, so if enemy using a lot of cold magic, there is talisman for cold magic too, for normal magic and other stuff. And the last slot could be with Dragon Crest talisman that will increase your physical damage negotiation. That's kinda must have, and if you got 2 protective talismans, 2 offensive talismans, you will go through DLC easily and with a lot of fun. That's how final build looks at level 225. We got medium load with full heavy armor set. It's kinda mixed set because I need to change some items to being able to wear everything. But again, coolest part, bottles almost weight nothing, so we can have really good armor with just 31 endurance. For Wondrous Physique, just go with Spiked Cracked Tear. That will enhance attacks when you charge them. But don't forget using lightning effect, so must have is Lightning Shrouding Cracked Tear that will boost lightning attacks. And in case you don't like to play like with movement and do some actions, you like just to spam Rolling Sparks Ash of War, then just go with Opaline Heart Tear for more defense and Lightning Cracked Tear for more lightning damage. And you will be able to get damage numbers like this. I struggled a lot in DLC Shadows Erdtree at first, but then I was able to just go right through it, and you can watch video on the screen right now, where I use this lightning build to destroy DLC complete. And there's also will be locations for all items you need and where to find them. I hope you enjoyed and see you in the next videos.